Yeah, so we have completed 3 sessions, right? So DevOps introduction. What is DevOps? Why DevOps? What is automation, right? So why the project teams are looking for automation tools? What is yeah, cost saving? So these are all discussed in first demo, right? Second demo, yeah, question and answers, right? Technical questions, general questions we discussed. Fine. Third one, cloud introduction, right? So 3 sessions completed. So this is fourth session. So this is a SDLC, right? Software development lifecycle, right? So every project team, every organization, they are following this SDLC. So currently, Agile is the yeah, number one choice for every project team, right? Because parallel development, right? Yeah. So earlier we used to use waterfall methodology. In waterfall, we used to use the sequential development, right? So currently, every organization, every project team, they're using SDLC for parallel development, right? Yeah. Anyone newly joined today? Anyone newly joined today? Can you share your WhatsApp number and email is in the chat? Then- Yeah. Anyone newly joined today? Can you share your WhatsApp number and email address in the chat so that we'll provide you previous recordings and also we provide you documentation, course content. Yeah. So can you share your WhatsApp number, email address in the chat? So my mobile number is 96422111711. So this is my mobile number. Everyone can take down this number. So if you have any further questions, you can reach out to me after the session. So if you have any questions, you can ask me right away. Okay. I give you time for asking questions. Fine. Yeah. Let us go with SDLC. Fine. Yeah. SDLC, software development lifecycle, right? Fine. So in real-time projects, fine. So developer develop the code in their local repository, right? It can be any repository, right? So this is we can say Git repository, Git local, Git local repository, right? Yeah. So normally, if any one, for example, any application development is happening, so that application development will be divided into bits and pieces, right? So that bits and pieces, what we can say, those are we can say sprints, sprint. Okay. What is sprint? Anyone? What is sprint? Anyone? Real time guys. What is sprint? Sprint is a timeline, right? Yeah. So sprint is a timeline. We can say timeline. Fine. So in agile methodology, we prepare the sprints. We work on the sprints, right? In agile, we work on the sprints. Sprint is nothing but timeline. So this timeline, it would be 1 week to 1 month as per the requirement, right? As per the requirement, 1 week to 1 month. So, for example, one sprint started today, by next Sunday EOD that should be completed, right? So, 1 month sprint, for example, 29th, one sprint started today. So, by next month 28th, that should be completed, right? So, as per the requirement, so we design the sprints and development team work on the sprints. They develop the code, they work on the application development, right? As per the time frame, they should be, yeah, development should team should be completed the sprints, right? Yeah. So in local gate, developer develop the code, right? So yeah, this is we can say local workspace, right? What is workspace? What is workspace? Where we start our work, right? So it can be any data we can store in the workspace, right? That workspace we need to initialize as a local repository. This workspace we need to initialize as a local repository. So why we require local repository? Why we require git here? So basically what is git? What is Git? Anyone having idea? What is Git? We discussed already in the DevOps introduction, right? Git is a repository tool or version control tool, right? So Git is a repository tool or version control tool. What is repository? Anyone? What is repository? Where we store our data, where we save our source code. Is nothing but repository. So what is version control system? So it will track the changes. Track the changes. For example, so 10 developers are there. So 10 developers are working on their local workspace. So all the team members are working on same application development. 10 developers are working on same requirement. So who is doing what? Who developed a front end? Who developed a back end? Who developed a database, right? So this version control will track, right? So here version control system allows you to give some comments like who did changes, who did changes, when did changes, and what purpose did changes. So based on these comments, it will track the versioning, right? For example, RAM did changes. When did changes? By 7 a.m. IST did some changes. What purpose did changes? Due to some production issue, did some changes. Okay. Yeah. So based on these comments, it will track the versioning, right? So who did what, right? So it will track the versioning. Fine. Yeah. So in local Git, developer develop the code. Once development is completed, testing is completed. So change is completed. They push the code to remote repository, which is we can say GitHub. Once changes completed, they move the code to GitHub, right? So Git and GitHub both are same, right? Git is a local repository. So GitHub is a remote repository. So we can say this is a GitHub or remote repository, right? Yeah. So Git and GitHub both are same functionality. So Git is a local repository, GitHub is a remote repository. Fine. So once the code is moved to GitHub remote repository, yeah. So then our role will be started as a DevOps engineer. So next in this flow, next tool here is Jenkins. This is Jenkins. Okay. So Jenkins is a CI/CD tool, right? CI/CD tool. So our role starts from Jenkins only as a DevOps engineer. So whatever code developed by developers, once they move the code from local Git to remote repository, so then what we can do. So this code we can pull from GitHub to Jenkins and we can deploy onto production servers or development servers or UAT servers or PA servers, right? Non-prod servers. Fine. Yeah. So Jenkins, what is Jenkins? What Jenkins will do? So Jenkins is a CI/CD tool, continuous integration, continuous deployment tool, right? Or else continuous delivery tool also, we can say. So in DevOps, we have multiple tools are there. So one tool will not communicate other tool. So here Jenkins is a mediator tool. It will integrate all the tools. It will communicate all the tools by installing plugins. For example, I want to pull the code from GitHub to Jenkins. So if I want to pull the code from GitHub to Jenkins, very first thing I need to integrate GitHub with the Jenkins, right? So this GitHub we need to integrate with the Jenkins. How can we integrate? So by installing plugin, right? So GitHub plugin we need to install inside of the Jenkins. Once we install the plugin, then Jenkins will start communicate with the GitHub, right? So in Jenkins, what we will do, we prepare jobs, and we trigger the jobs. We prepare the jobs and we trigger the jobs. Once we trigger the job, whatever code developed by developers, whatever code pushed to GitHub, that code will be pulled by Jenkins. Okay. So this flow is very, very important, right? This flow is very important. So every organization, every project team, they are following, right? So once we prepare the job, once we trigger the job, the code will be pulled from GitHub to Jenkins, right? So once we receive the code, this code is, we can say, raw code, right? So raw code means unstructured code, unformatted code. This raw code we cannot directly deploy onto application servers. Finally, the code should be deployed onto application servers like, yeah. So here, so many application servers are there, which are like Tomcat server, JBoss, WebLogic, WebSphere, right? App server, or we can say Tomcat. Okay. So this raw code we cannot directly deploy onto application servers, right? Because this is unstructured code. So this unstructured code will not understand by application servers. So that is why. So in this flow we require one more tool, which is yeah, Maven. What is Maven? What Maven will do? So why we are discussing this flow? So before going to tools, first we need to understand this flow, right? Yeah. So before going to tools, we need to understand SDLC. So in real-time projects, what we will do exact, what is our work, right? What we need to perform, right? Yeah. So if you want to integrate Maven with the Jenkins, what we have to do? If you want to integrate Maven with the Jenkins, you need to install plugin. Yes, every tool, if you want to integrate with Jenkins, you need to install plugin, even though Tomcat also. So we require a plugin here. Okay. So Jenkins is a mediator tool. It will integrate all the tools, it will communicate all the tools by installing plugins, right? Yeah. So what is Maven? What Maven will do, right? Maven is a build tool. Maven is a build tool. Or we can say project management tool also. Project management tool. Maven is a build tool or project management tool, right? So what Maven will do? What Maven will do? So Maven will generate artifacts. Maven will generate. What is artifact? Anyone? What is artifact? Anyone? What is artifact? Real time, guys. What is artifact? Anyone having idea? Real time, guys. Any developers are there in our session? Yeah. Artifact is nothing but it is a archive file. Archive file. Archive file. Or binary file. Or binary file. Archive file or binary file. Binary file is nothing but zip file, tar file, war file, jar file, right? Yeah. So normally in development environments, developers, for example, Java development is going on. Java development is going on, right? So in Java development, three types of developments will be happened in real-time projects. In Java development, three types of developments will be happened. First one here is desktop application development. Okay. Yeah. So what is desktop application? Anyone having idea? What is desktop application? For example, there is a yeah. So calculator, media player, right? So calculator, media player, calendar, right? So these are all desktop applications, right? So this will work in our local system only. It will not, yeah, you cannot access my calculator. I cannot access your calculator, right? So this will work in local system, right? Our laptop or desktop, right? Yeah. So yeah, here developers develop the desktop application development. So when they develop desktop application, what will happen here? Maven will generate jar file, jar, Java archive file, Java archive file, right? So Maven will generate jar format, jar, Java archive file. So if the application is desktop application, right? Yeah. Second one is web application. Yeah. Web application development. So normally Desktop application we can access from local system only. Web application we can access from server. We can deploy onto server, right? So this for web application, Maven will generate WAR file, WAR, web archive file. So if the application is enterprise level application, so it will generate EAR file, EAR, enterprise archive file, right? Yeah. So enterprise level, if you want to deploy, if you want to prepare the application, right? So here Maven will generate EAR file. So enterprise application development, right? We are talking about. Okay. Anyways. Enterprise application, right? So it will generate ER file. So based on the application development, Maven will generate respective artifact. So once it is generated, so for example, it is generated WAR file, right? Yeah. So this WAR file, jar file, ER file will be understood by application servers, right? So not only in Java, Python, Salesforce, Ruby, right? So any language, right? Maven supports number of languages, a number of languages. So Maven is a very popular tool in the market. So 80% of the project teams are using Maven. 80% of the project. So in place of Maven, we can use and also. But this is popular one. Maven is the popular tool. So even though in place of Jenkins, we can use TeamCity. TeamCity, other tools are there, right? But Jenkins is very popular. So whatever tools we are using in our codes, those are very popular. Git is very popular. Git is very popular. Jenkins is very popular. Maven is very popular. And we are using advanced tools also. So in our session, we'll learn advanced tools also. So those are also very popular, like Ansible, Docker, Kubernetes, Terraform, Grafana, Prometheus. These are all very popular tools. Fine. Yeah. So once the Maven generate WAR file, so this WAR file will be given back to Jenkins. Jenkins will push that WAR file to application server. Here we deploy the WAR files, right? So always application servers understand only WAR format or jar format or ER format, right? So that is why Maven required here. For example, in your laptop, you have some documents are there, right? So 200 documents are there. So I asked you to send those documents to me. How can you send that documents? Yeah, instead of attaching email to all the documents, you can convert it into one zip format, right? And attach to the email and send it across. Same way, same functionality will work in Maven also. Maven will take the raw code and convert to single file as a jar file, war file, ER file, give back to Jenkins. Jenkins will push that war file to application server. Here we deploy the war files. Clear, right, everyone? All in guys. So this we can say build and release process or CI/CD process. Fine. So every organization, every project team, they are following this process. Most of the organization, 95% organization, they are following CI/CD project build and release process. So whoever using Agile, currently most of the project teams they are following Agile only, right? Yeah. So most of the project teams they are following this process, CI/CD process, right? Yeah. So we are discussing about repositories, Git repository, Jenkins, Maven, right? So application servers. But where the testing will be happen? Where the testing will be happen? Testing should be happened, right? So whatever code developed by developers, so testing should be happen. Without testing, we should not deploy onto production, right? So duplicate lines will be there in the code, right? Errors will be there, bugs will be there, right? So how can they test testers, right? So they test by using Selenium testing, whatever testing. So along with that, they use one tool which is Sonar Code Review tool. Sonar Code Review. This is Sonar code review tool. Sonar code review tool, right? So what is Sonar? What Sonar will do? Sonar code review is a code standards, code review tool, right? So whatever code developed by developers, yeah, Sonar will review the code. So in Sonar, developers, what they will do, they create some metrics. They create some metrics. What is metrics? Anyone? Rules, right? Rules. Any duplicate lines are there. For example, so more than 3 duplicate lines are there, or more than 3 bugs, or more than 3 errors. What will happen? So Sonar will review and it will provide the report, right? So again, they fix that issues and they can again push the code to, yeah, production, right? So Sonar always maintain the code standards, right? Every organization they maintain some code standards, right? So for example, let us take one example here. For example, there is a Flipkart. There is a Flipkart, right? Yeah. So whatever code developed by developers, in that code, for example, 3 duplicate lines are there. In the for example, development team develop the Flipkart application. So 3 duplicate lines are there. So by the time what will happen? If any duplicate lines are there, this product will show you 3 times, right? 3 pricings, right? Yeah. If any errors are there, errors. If you click on this product, this will not be opened. If any errors are there, if any bugs are there, right? So that is why before moving to production, Sonar code review the code, right? If any duplicate lines are there, errors are there, bugs are there, Sonar code review provide the report. So based on the errors, based on the report, developers fix the errors, issues, then they can deploy onto production, right? Yeah. So normally in real-time projects, so whatever application developer developers, for example, so this Flipkart, so backend maintenance team will be there. Maintenance team, what they will do? So every time in local Git, they modify the changes. For example, for example, see here. So this product, they are giving some discount here, right? So if they want to give more discount, for example, 90-95%, for example. So what they will do, application team, backend in the local Git, they modify the code. They modify the code, they push the code to GitHub. Once they push the code to GitHub, Jenkins will take the code and convert into artifact, deploy onto application server. So backend team work on the, yeah, application maintenance, right? So local Git only they modify the code. So in live, how can we modify the code? I'll show you. While working on Git, I'll show you in live how can we modify the code, how can we deploy onto application server. We have projects also. 15 projects will be covered. In that project, how can we modify the one application? So for example, free-css.com. So here free applications are there, free templates. We are not developers. We don't need to worry about coding part. We don't develop any coding. So already developers, yeah, normally in real-time projects, developer develop the code. That code we can deploy, right? So we don't need to involve into coding part. So for example, here free CSS templates. Okay, free CSS template. Click on this. Click on this. These are all templates available. See here, these are all templates. So these are all templates. I'll show you simple template, very easy simple template. I'll show you. We no need to involve into the coding part. Just for understanding, I'm showing here. So see here, for example, there is a application which is a Cake Zone application. Cake Zone application. These are all free templates. So this is Cake Zone application. Okay. Click on live demo. So here, once we open this application, this will show you like this. This will show you like this. Okay. So this is the application. See here. This is the application. Okay. So this sample templates we can deploy onto one application server for testing. In real-time projects, real applications will be there. Okay. So this application developed in which language? I'll show you quickly. Front-end development normally, developers use HTML only, right? Yeah. So this application we can download into our local and we can check the coding part, right? So I just want to download and show you something here. So coding part, no need to worry about. Okay. We are not developers. We don't develop any coding. For example, one app, yeah, multiple times downloaded, no issues. We can delete. Yeah, for example, this application is downloaded here. Right click on this. This is zip format. So extract all here, extract. Yeah, this is the extracted folder. Open this folder. Yeah, so in this folder, what I will do, right click here, open terminal. For example, I want to show you HTML coding. So open this terminal. So now, yeah, this terminal. So if you open like this, see here, index.html. So this is the coding part. See here. So I'll explain this. Don't worry. We don't edit any coding part. So here it is showing Cake Shop Web Template. Okay. So the application name Cake Zone it is showing. Cake Zone, right? So if you open that application, so here, for example, this is the applications here. It is showing Cake Zone. So if the developer, if they want to modify this code, for example, Cake Zone developer want to modify into bake zone, for example. Okay, what they will do, this is the interface. Here they can modify this code. Here they can modify into bake zone, right? So this code they can edit. It's very simple. But we are not developers. We don't need to worry about this coding part. Okay, so I give you some examples, very simple examples while working on development tool, which is development Git tool, right? Yeah, so this is coding part, entire coding. We don't need to worry about this coding. Developers' duty is to develop the code application, right? So here, so many things are there, so many images, right? Content, they modify whenever they need it. Okay, yeah. So this is a Visual Studio Code interface, developer tool, developer interface. If they want to modify the coding, they can use the Visual Studio Code is the interface. While working on Terraform, I'll show you this. This tool required for Terraform. Okay. By the time I'll show you. Fine. Next one in this flow, yeah. So this is the CI/CD flow build and release process, right? So along with these tools, we have advanced tools also. What are those tools? Yeah, advanced tools like Ansible, Docker, Kubernetes, yeah, Terraform, and also Grafana, Prometheus, right? So these are all advanced tools, right? Yeah. So Ansible, what is Ansible? Anyone? What Ansible will do? What is Ansible? Anyone having idea? Ansible is a configuration management tool. Configuration management tool, right? So Ansible is a automation tool. So we can automate any activity using Ansible, right? For example, we discussed about Java deployment, right? So in 1,000 servers, if you want to deploy Java, how can we deploy manual way? We discussed already, right? So by using Ansible, we can deploy Java on 1,000 servers within 1 minute. It's very simple, very easier. So day-to-day activities, daily activities, whatever we are doing manually, those activities you can do in automated way by using Ansible, right? So by single click, we can perform a number of activities, right? Yeah. So next one is Docker. What is Docker? It is a container tool, right? What is container in general? In general, what is container? Just like box, right? Yeah, so that box we can move anywhere, we can use anywhere. So this containers advanced virtual servers. Currently we are using containers virtual servers also. So slowly project teams are migrating to containers only because of cost saving, very faster. Cost saving means, yeah, licensing cost is very less, and also very quickly, so we can perform activities by using containers. Okay, so currently we are using online shopping, right? Everywhere, everyone using online most of the time, right? So back end there are containers, Docker containers. So when we place any order, so within 5 minutes, 10 minutes also they're delivering, right? So groceries, for example, groceries. So Jepto, Dunjo, right? Blinkit. So these are all groceries, whatever we required, right? We can book and we can get the items within 10 minutes, right? So because of Docker containers backend, so immediately, so the process will be happened. The request will be processed, right? Yeah, fine. Next one is Kubernetes. So it is a container orchestration tool. Container orchestration. Container orchestration tool, right? So what is the orchestration? What is container orchestration? Yeah, so orchestration is nothing but, yeah, so whatever target servers are there, so this will maintain. So for example, digital applications, Flipkart and Amazon shopping site, Reliance Trends, Misho, Mintra. So all the applications deployed on Kubernetes. So Kubernetes is the orchestration tool. It is a daemon. So once we deploy Kubernetes on any, for example, once we deploy digital application on Kubernetes, so Kubernetes will maintain, in Kubernetes, auto healing, auto scaling, very good features are there, right? So Kubernetes is very hot in the market currently. So most of the applications we deploy onto Kubernetes, we are deploying currently, right? So once we deploy, Kubernetes will take care of that. We don't need to worry about. So we just monitor. If you get a chance to work on Kubernetes, will be enjoyed, right? We'll monitor, that's it. Don't need to work. Yeah, Kubernetes automatically it will recreate the resources if any resources are failed, right? Yeah. So next one is Terraform. It is a infrastructure automation tool. So infrastructure automation. So currently, if you want to, for example, on project team require 10 servers, right? Yeah. So what we will do, if any team requires servers, as a DevOps engineer, what we will do, we can go to AWS, we can go to AWS, and we can create servers and we can hand over to project team, right? So in AWS, we can create the servers, right? This is the console. So in AWS, we can create the 10 servers. As per the requirement, we can hand over to project team, right? So 10 servers, 5 servers, it is fine. But if they require 1,000 servers at a time or 100 servers, how can we create manually, right? By using, yeah, instead of creating manually, so we use Terraform to automate the infrastructure. By single click, we can create n number of servers using Terraform with all applications, all tag names, all configurations, everything, right? So Terraform is very advanced tool. So by using Terraform, we can automate any infrastructure activity. So for example, while working on Terraform, while working on some production servers, the production servers required high memory, high CPU. So by using Terraform, by single click, we can we can add the resources. We can increase the RAM, we can increase the CPU, we can increase the storage, right? As per the requirement. So on the fly, without any downtime, without downtime. What is downtime, anyone? What is downtime, anyone? Maintenance time, right? Without maintenance time, we can add the resources, we can create the n number of servers, we can work on, yeah, so infrastructure, any activity, any infrastructure activity by using Terraform we can perform. Next one, Grafana. What is Grafana? Anyone having idea? Grafana and Prometheus both are the monitoring tools, Kubernetes monitoring tools. So these are all very important tools. These two tools are very important. So these two tools are monitoring tools. So in which, yeah. So in which Grafana, so in Grafana, what we will do, we create the dashboards, customized dashboards. Prometheus, in Prometheus, we can create the metrics, right? So both are monitoring tools, which are very important tools, right? Yeah. So if you are using Kubernetes or Docker, these are mandatory. These are mandatory. Okay. Yeah. So how can we configure Grafana? How can we monitor the Kubernetes? How can we work on the monitoring tools? We'll go deep dive. So every tool will go deep dive only, right? Git, GitHub, Jenkins, Maven, right? And application servers. These are all advanced servers, advanced tools, right? So every tool will go deep dive. Fine. So this process is very, very important. While attending interview, you need to explain this CSD process, right? So yeah, while preparing resumes, while working on interview preparation sessions, by the time explain this flow. How can we explain this flow in the interviews? I'll repeat. This will be repeated so many times. Don't worry. Okay. Fine. So far, any questions, anyone? So far, any questions, anyone? What is the difference between using Ansible and Terraform? Is automating? Yeah, Ansible is a configuration management tool. So that is deployment tool. Ansible is a deployment tool. Yeah. So Terraform is a infrastructure automation tool, right? So both are not same tools, right? So we are going to learn this many tools, but we don't use all the tools in real-time projects. Okay. So at least two tools required. Two tools. So either Git Jenkins or Kubernetes Jenkins or Ansible Docker or Terraform Jenkins, like that. Two tools only use, right? We are going to learn three cloud platforms, right? AWS, Azure, and GCP, Google Cloud, right? So why we require three platforms here? Why we require three platforms? Yeah. So every organization, every project team, they are using at least two clouds. So either AWS Azure or AWS GCP or Azure GCP, right? If you learn two platforms at least, you can easily crack your interview, right? Yeah, so that is why we are going to learn three platforms. So this is multi-cloud with DevOps, right? Yeah, so every platform will go deep dive. So first we'll start with AWS. Okay, tomorrow we are going to work on servers basics tomorrow. Servers, right? So day after tomorrow, networking basics. After that, by first Feb, we start AWS. So tomorrow, day after, we are going to work on basics, servers, networks, load balancers, IP addresses, gateways, routing tables, routers, right? And yeah, fault tolerance, right? So these are all we are going to cover tomorrow and day after. After that, so first Feb onwards, we are going to work on AWS. Okay. So tomorrow, day after, uh, servers network basics only. So if you understand basics, you can easily understand AWS platform, right? So before going to AWS, first we need to understand this basics. Terminology is very important. So terminology, right? So that is why basics required here. So after that, so first Feb onwards, we're going to start AWS. So coming, yeah, once we start AWS, it takes 35 days AWS. 35. If you cover 1 hour, 35 days. If you cover 1.5 hour, so mostly 25 days we can complete AWS. After that, DevOps will be started. So in between AWS, Linux will be covered, right? Yeah. Someone asking some question. Can you review everything you are going? Okay. Maven, you are asking about Maven, right? So I'll repeat it. Don't worry. Can you please repeat about Maven? Okay. Maven. Maven is a build tool, right? We discussed. Maven is a build tool. So developer develop the code in their local Git. Development is completed. They push the code to GitHub, right? So Jenkins will take the code. So in Jenkins we install the plugins, right, to integrate all the tools. So we prepare the jobs. In Jenkins we prepare the jobs, right? We trigger the job. We run the job. Trigger means run. Once we run the job, whatever code developed by developers, yeah, which is available in GitHub, that will be pulled by Jenkins. So once we pull the code, which is a raw code means unstructured code, unformatted code, right? So this raw code will not understand by application servers. That is why we are integrating one more tool, which is Maven. Maven is a build tool which will generate artifacts. What is artifact? Archive file. So based on the application development, yeah. So for example, desktop application, it will generate jar file. Maven generates jar file. So if it is a web application, Maven generates war file. If the application is enterprise level application, it generates ER file. So based on the application development, Maven will generate the respective format. So after that, it will hand over to Jenkins. Jenkins will push that war file to application server. Here we deploy the code, deploy the war file. Because application servers understand only var, jar, ER formats, right? Yeah. So in between, testing should be happened, right? So by using Sonar Code Review tool, we can review the code standards. Clear it, everyone? Yeah, Sonar check the complete end-to-end errors. Okay. Yeah, Maven tool is part of DevOps only. Yes, Maven tool is part of DevOps only. Fine. Yeah. Now I'll show you course content quickly. Yeah. So after that, if you have any questions, you can ask me. So quickly, we can review the course content. So we haven't reviewed course content, right, so far. Yeah, I'll show you quickly. So which is very good content. So fully, this is very heavy content. Yeah, multi-cloud with DevOps course content. See here, these are the DevOps modules. See here, DevOps LifeCycle and what is Agile Scrum. So shell scripting also will be covered in our course. Shell scripting also will be covered. Okay, Linux and shell scripting will be covered. Yeah. So next one here, Git repository. See here, Git will take 5 hours. 5 hours, right? Yeah. And Jenkins will go deep dive. So this is Jenkins. Okay. So Jenkins, this is the Jenkins content. Jenkins content. Okay. And Maven course content. Okay. And also here Ansible. JFrog introduction will be there. JFrog not required actually. So because in place of JFrog we are using Maven, right? So JFrog also few projects they are using. That is why some overview, some setup also I'll show you in JFrog. Okay. Yeah. So this is Ansible. See here, Ansible up to here Ansible. So this is a Docker content. Okay. And also Kubernetes. So Docker content is up to see here. Docker content is mixed here. So from here to here and also see here from here to here. So they gave in different format. Okay. So it is mixed actually here. Okay. So up to here it is a Ansible. Up to here Ansible. This is Docker content up to here. Okay. Next one Kubernetes. This is Kubernetes content. So here, Kubernetes modules. These are all very core modules, very important modules. Terraform, okay, and the monitoring tools Grafana, Prometheus. Grafana, Prometheus also will go deep dive. Okay. Next one, these are the AWS services. See here, AWS core services. Nearly 40 services will be covered in AWS. These are all AWS services. See here, up to here AWS services. Okay. After that, Microsoft Azure content. See here, this is the Azure content. So AWS, Azure, GCP, so all the concepts are same, functionality wise, but terminology would be a little different. Okay, so we need to understand the terminology. In AWS server, we can call it as EC2 instance, right? In Azure, we'll call it as VM, right? In GCP, we'll call it as VM instance, right? So in AWS networking, we can call it as VPC, networking. Okay. In Azure networking, we can call it as VNets, virtual networks, right? So like that, terminology would be a little different. Functionality wise, all the concepts are same. Okay. Next one is GCP. GCP content also I'll show you. See here, Google Cloud Platform. So this is also very good content is there. So currently Google also, yeah, project teams they are using. So if you understand Google, yeah. So Google is the future cloud. So they are adding the data centers. Keep on adding the data centers currently, right? So maybe after 1 year it will come to second place, definitely. Fine. So this is the course content. So I provide you course content if anyone required. So if anyone not having course content, so ping me. I'll provide you course content. You can go through this. Fine. Yeah. So tomorrow, day after, we are going to work on servers, networks, right? So which are very important basics. So the terminology is most important, very important. Before going to AWS, first we need to understand the terminology. Yeah. So whoever not added into WhatsApp group, you can add today itself. Okay. So because already three classes, this is fourth session completing, right? Yeah. So tomorrow onwards, link may be changed completely. Online guys, link may be changed. You can add into WhatsApp group today, so that in WhatsApp group only we share all the information. Even in classroom guys also, you can add into WhatsApp group. We were not added so far. Fine. Any questions? Anyone so far? Anyone having any questions? Online guys. If you have any questions, you can ask now. I enable the mic. You have any questions? Classroom guys. Yeah. Every concept I provide you soft copy. Every concept I provide you soft copy. So once we start working on AWS, yeah, I provide you all the documentation.
Where are the recordings of the classes?
Yeah, recordings you can access from Google Drive. We provide you link. We provide you link very soon. So wait for
Okay.
few days. Okay. So
Okay,
far
like
our
if
yeah.
I want to go through the class which was done today for tomorrow,
Mm.
can I not access it now?
Yeah, currently they are giving YouTube videos, right? They are uploading into YouTube. So this,
Okay.
yeah, everything will be uploaded to Google Drive also. Yeah. So wait for 2 days. Meanwhile, you can go through the YouTube videos, whatever videos our team providing, right? So once complete the session, they are giving links, right? YouTube video links that you can follow.
Uh,
So
we
after
didn't.
few days,
I, I didn't get
yeah.
any YouTube video links by the way.
Hope you are into group, right? You are in the group,
Yeah,
right?
yeah.
Currently,
I'm in the group. I'm in the group.
yeah. So in the group they provided, right? I'll show you quickly.
Um,
So in our group, multi-cloud group, they provided. So 83. See here, with the date you can find. See here, class one. This is a YouTube video. Class two. So next class three also they provide. See here,
Okay, okay, got it.
demo class three, right? Yeah. So today's video also they provide in the group. Yeah. So after 2 days, all the recordings will be uploaded to Google Drive. They provide you Google Drive link so that you can access that videos for 1 year, and the documents you can download into your system.
Okay,
Okay.
thank you.
Yeah. Yeah. Once you make the fee, you'll be added into WhatsApp group. Someone asking to add into WhatsApp group. Once you make the fee, you'll be added into WhatsApp group. Okay. So we already provided the account details, institute account details. So you can make the fee and you can share the screenshot to me so that we'll add into WhatsApp group. Fine. Yeah. So tomorrow, day after, we are going to work on different servers, different rack servers, tower servers, blade servers, types of networks, LAN network, WAN network, PAN network, different networks are there. So load balancing, right? Firewalls, IP addresses, subnet masks, gateways, routing tables. So these basics are very, very important before going to AWS. So first we need to understand basics, right? So tomorrow, day after, we are going to work on basics. Fine. So if anyone not, yeah. So anyone newly joined, please share your WhatsApp number here. And whoever not added into WhatsApp group, those who are not added into WhatsApp group, you can add today itself. Fine. If you have any more questions, you can reach out to me. My mobile number already provided 96422111711. You can ping me, you can call me after this session if you have any questions. Okay, we'll discuss. So tomorrow, day after, we are going to work on basics. Okay, don't miss the session tomorrow day after. Fine. Yeah, this introductions basics 1 hour session only. After that, we are going to cover 1.5 hour completely. Okay, fine. So if you don't have any questions, we can wind up here. So tomorrow, day after, we are going to work on basics. Fine. Yeah. Thank you all.